guys, my name is Lance and I'm bringing you guys another video here today, and today I'm bringing you guys my UMG Dallas predictions, boys. I'm excited. I just realized I was holding a hat. I don't need this hat. That's not necessary to the video. But what is necessary to the video is actually telling you guys that I will be at this event. Landon is going to UMG Dallas. In fact, whenever you guys are watching this, I'm actually on my way to Dallas. But I have my suit today. I got everything going. We're just good to go, man. I might be on the analyst desk. I got all kinds of stuff going and plotting in my mind. I've done my study and I've done my research, and I'm excited to actually bring you guys my predictions. So keep in mind, I also will be making vlogs and stuff, you know, like an event recap of myself with actual footage from the event, you know, in my recap, kind of in a sense. Without further ado, let's get right into my predictions and kind of explain what this tournament's about, you know, the history of why it's happening. Let's just go. All right, so this is a $40,000 tournament prize pool. It's gonna be awesome. $20,000 for first place, $10,000 for second place, $5,000 for third place, $3,000 for fourth place, $2,000 for fifth place, plus 25,000 pro points being given away. How this format's going to work, it's going to an open bracket, then to pool play, and then to the championship bracket. So I'm going to kind of explain how the pools are going to work, and as far as I know, these are the official pools. But I did mention the open bracket, which will come into play. You know, there's going to be a major open bracket tournament. Top 4 teams from that open bracket will go into the pools. There's 4 pools, A, B, C, and D. Congratulations on knowing the alphabet. And like I said, each open bracket team that makes it through that tournament will be, you know, placed in either pool basing on whatever, you know, position they got out of it. So let's go ahead and get started with our pool predictions. Like I said, as far as I know, these will be the actual pools. And top 2 make it out of this pool. Bottom 3, because there's going to be 5 teams. Bottom 3 from this pool will be placed in the losers bracket. So based on, you know, wherever your record was, if you were 3rd in the pool, you'll have a higher seed than the 4th and 5th other people in your pool. Like I said, the top 2 will move on to the winners bracket. So, alright, so we're going to look at Pool A first, obviously going in order, which will be consisting of Optic Gaming, Team Envy, XGN, Dunkin' No Donuts, and an open bracket team. Now, everyone knows Optic Gaming's roster, a very, very solid team, winning the last, like, 4 tournaments. They're just on a roll. They're, like, the best team in the game, without a doubt. They're building themselves a dynasty. Envy hot off of, you know, a quick roster change. Got, like, 3 more players added. You know, Aqua, Octane, and JCap, along with Looney. XGN also making a new roster change. That roster will be consisting of Study, Spacely, Killa, and Goonjar. Goonjar, a very, you know, new placement into their team. Goonjar was recently on Rise and then released. Actually, at a 5K tournament I was watching, Rise got eliminated, and really early on, I was catching with Puckett on the 5K if you guys missed it, but still. And they decided, you know what, we're going to get rid of Goonjar. Do not want to have this roster heading into Dallas. So, new XGN roster thanks to the Rise changes. And Dunkin' No Donuts. No one probably knows this roster, so I'm going to go and read it off. This team will be consisting of Durpin, Alleviate, I think it's Human Jesus, I think is his name, and Nova. So I'm not really sure about any of those guys. I've heard of Human Jesus before just because of his name. And also an open bracket team. So like I said, each bracket will have, or in each pool will have an open bracket team. Due to the fact that I don't know the open bracket teams, I don't know what squads can make it through. One of those teams could possibly be Orbit. Orbit is actually in the Pro League, however, they will not be in these pools just based off of how Pro Points work. So, out of Pool A, I'm going to say it's going to be Optic Gaming for sure. That shouldn't be a surprise. If Optic Gaming does not make it out of this pool, I will be absolutely floored. So, let's just say that much. So, I do have Optic Gaming making it out of this pool. Along with them, I think XGN's a good team. I don't really know about Dunkin' No Donuts, but I think Envy's a very strong roster. I really like that team a lot. Looney's a great player, and also Octane. That statue AR is just amazing. I can't even say enough about Octane. Dude's a freaking nature, and one of the greatest players that we have in this game. It's going to be Optic Gaming and Envy making it out of this pool. And in a certain order, I'm going to say it's going to be exactly like how it is. Maybe the open bracket team, whoever they are, could beat Dunkin' No Donuts, but I think XGN, you know, having some experienced players might be in that 3rd spot. Alright, now heading over to Pool B, we have FaZe Clan, Rise Nation, Enigma 6, Rod Squad, and the open bracket team. A lot of people have no idea who the Rod Squad is. That team is consisting of Wolf, Assault, Ken, and B. Nelson, I think, is their entire team. I actually had the pleasure of casting over them in the 5K. They took down teams like Elevate, like TCM. DT was also a team that they beat, and it was pretty interesting. They took Epsilon to a Game 5 round 11, and Epsilon ended up beating them, but still, Rod Squad, not a team to mess with, at least online. But this is a completely different atmosphere. FaZe Clan, a very good team. To me, definitely the 2nd best team that we have in the game currently. Rise Nation, not my favorite team. You know, the new additions of Tej, and they also picked up TCM instead of Goonjar. and also Chino. I'm just not a big fan of this team at all, to be honest with you. They have some really good young talent. I'm just not sure how they're going to work all together, if that makes any sense. And also, Enigma 6, a very, very good team. Not actually in the Pro League, one of the best teams that we have who aren't actually in the Pro League. That roster is consisting of Parasite, General, Ruiz, and Proofy. Proofy is their newest pickup, and they announced that the other day. Didn't really make a video on it, but I probably should have. But this Enigma 6 team is not anyone to mess with. They have been working very, very hardly. I'm not sure if that's a word. They've been working very hard. And they've been beating some of these Pro League teams as well. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Enigma 6 come out of this pool. And also, we don't know the open bracket team. It could be anybody. But to play it safe, I'm going to say FaZe definitely makes it out. And I also think that Enigma 6 has the capability of beating Rise. We also did our predictions on the sticks. I'll leave that in the description if you guys want to watch that. But these are just my picks, relaying them, giving a little bit more info about it. But I'm going to say FaZe Clan makes it out in the first spot and Enigma 6 in the second spot. I think Rod Squad could possibly beat Rise. All right, moving on to Pool C, we actually have Denial Esports, Team Caliber, VVV, Isolation Empire, and an open bracket. Guys, keep in mind, Pool C and D are definitely 100%, like, these are scary pools. These are pools of death, to say the least. These guys are absolutely amazing. Like, all these teams are so evenly matched. Like, it's not like Ozzy Gaming, FaZe, and Denial are all in the same bracket or in the same pool necessarily, but Denial, a very, very good roster, picked up 3 new players along with replays. They also have Hook and Temp, and they also added on Slasher. 2 great young Slayers, I must say. Hook and Temp leading in KD, I believe, in Season 2. And I think Temp had like a 1.30 KD, which is insane. The only thing that I see TK having an advantage in is definitely chemistry. Nameless works really well with Sharp, and then obviously Sharp, Neslo, and Theory have all played in the same roster before. I believe that was the original TK team. And actually moving on, VVV, the old TK team, by the way, having a decent team. It's not my favorite roster by any means, but VVV's roster consisting of John, Fizzerp, Fears, and Felony. Felony. There we go. Fears a new pickup, also as along with Felony, Killa, and Twiz. Killa obviously left to go to another team, which was XGN, and I believe Twiz is currently a free agent right now. So, and also Isolation Empire, the relegation tournament winners, absolutely dominated all the other relegation teams. They also beat, I think it was like Epsilon in 2 best of 5s to come for the losers bracket. I believe they beat them 3-1 and 3-0. So beating Epsilon 6-1 is a pretty big feat in itself. I believe they're also going to have a sub for this tournament, which is GodderX. GodderX used to be a fill-in for this team. He also, like I said, he used to be on this team, but no longer is. But VVV, not a big team for me. I'm definitely saying Denial makes it out. And the second spot is definitely going to be, in my opinion, between Team Caliber and Isolation Esports. Isolation Empire, a very, very good team, like I said, and also TK might have that chemistry boost. To be honest, I really want to say ISO, but I feel like TK is going to make it out. I don't know why. I'm a big fan of Neslo lately. The Neslo has just been so real on Twitter. He's been so real in his videos, and I know he's just so driven. I don't know who to pick. I'm going to have to say TK. I'm picking TK strictly on the fact they have chemistry advantage. Normally, I would say ISO has the chemistry advantage because they only have 1 new player instead of 2. The Team Caliber's played with those 2 players in the past, so that's kind of strange, I know, but I'm going to say Team Caliber makes it out of this pool. Don't ask me why. I'm picking TK and also Denial. I'll say it's going to be ISO, VVV in the open bracket tournament in that order. All right, now moving on to our final pool, Pool D. D for death, I should say. Pool D consisting of Elevate, Optic Nation, TCM, Epsilon, and an open bracket team. 4 of these teams are actually in the freaking Pro League, so like, off of that, you're like, every team is in the Pro League. Imagine if Orbit got placed in this pool, making it through open bracket. This would just be absolutely insane. A pool filled with Pro League teams, I should say. Elevate, having a pretty new roster. That roster is consisting of Slacked, Saints, Classic, and Apathy. The main problem with this team on Elevate, I should say, no designated AR. I know they've been trying to play with, I believe, Slack with that designated AR. He's not been doing the best with it. I believe Classic also can kind of step into that role, but I like this Elevate team a lot. Having Saints and Apathy on the same team just doesn't seem fair anymore. TCM making also a change. They did release Mad Cat and also Shane moving down to that substitute position and picking up the most decorated duo of all time. I also made a video about that. Teep and Aches teaming up on TCM. They haven't looked the best in the Pro League. I watched them. They made it kind of far and they ended up losing. I believe, to Rod Squad, believe it or not. But TCM's okay roster to me. It's not my favorite. I keep saying it's not my favorite. This seems a little bit awkward. I would have personally liked it if they would have kept Mad Cat over Moose. Moose, don't get me wrong, Moose is a great player. He can also do just about everything well. Mad Cat's just that dominant slayer that you want on this team. Aches and Teep haven't had the best slaying game. Teep has even mentioned, I need to pick it up, and Aches hasn't had the best game of his life, to say the least, either. But I like the TCM team. They have capabilities of doing well at this tournament. Like I said, just not the roster I would definitely have. If I'm TCM, I'm not like, oh my god, this team's gonna be amazing. But having the most decorated duo of all time can also, not light a fire maybe behind Eggs. Who knows? And also Epsilon. Epsilon currently, I believe, are in the bottom of the Pro League. I'm not sure what the record is. I believe they're playing right now. As far as I know, they're like 0-4, 0-5. They're at the very, very bottom of the Pro League. Not doing very well in Season 3, I must say. That roster, I believe, is Remy, Nagafen, Royalty, and Swanee. Swanee's obviously that designated AR. Royalty's an absolute freak. Along with Epsilon, we also have the open bracket team. So, coming into Pool D, I gotta say Elevate. I feel like I just really like the Elevate team. Speaking on TCM, they're not my favorite roster as well. They're not a team that I could see really making a major move just based on previous, how these players have done separately. Epsilon have not done well in the Pro League at all, so it would only imagine if they have 3 other teams, along with themselves, also in the Pro League. Online to LAN is different, don't get me wrong, but still, it's just, you're playing against teams that you've played against already online and you're not doing well. Based on LAN, I don't see them doing any better, to be honest. And I'm going to say that Elevate and Optic Nation come out of this pool based on whoever the open bracket team, and you can say whoever you want to. In order, I'm going to say Elevate, Optic Nation, TCM, and Epsilon, just how it's listed in the open bracket team. Epsilon definitely has the capability of beating TCM. I'm just not excited, and I've not been wowed by the Epsilon roster like I was in the relegation tournament. Do they have the capabilities of doing so? I don't know. I really don't know. I saw them do really well in the relegation tournament, but keep in mind, those were teams to get into the Pro League. And, they also lost to Isolation Empire, who did get first. Epsilon did come in second in the relegation tournament, but they're just not really showing me anything, to be honest with you. So I'm going to say out of Pool D, it's going to be Elevate and Optic Nation. So now that we talked about the pools, we also now have my predictions for the top 3 placings at UMG Dallas. Hopefully I'll be able to cast over any of these teams who I have here. But keep in mind, it's going to say the sticks out for the side. This is just the graphics that were made for the show. I thought it might look a little bit better than just me talking about it and actually have a nice graphic for you guys. My top 3, I'm going to go and say it. Coming in third, I do have Envy. In second, I have FaZe. And in first, I have none other than Optic Gaming. I think Optic Gaming is going to win this tournament. I believe they've won the past 2 UMGs, UMG California and UMG, what was it? Orlando? Yeah, I think it was Orlando. And they have looked very dominant. In the Pro League, they've had a couple close matches, but they're currently undefeated, at least for now. I believe they're playing a match right now in the Pro League because it's kind of late. But Optic Gaming has just looked so strong. FaZe to me is 100% the second best team we have in the game. I think FaZe will play Optic Gaming through the losers bracket. Obviously, that's what's going to happen. And, if Optic is in the losers bracket, we could also see them get knocked out. The team coming from losers has to win 2 best-of-5s against the winning team, or the team coming from winners bracket. So we'll see what happens, and you might be surprised by my third pick, not being Denial. I feel like Denial, to me, is so stressed on how Slasher does. Replays is kind of that main leader. He is the captain of this team, but he's also had, people would say, Replays has really been the leader for the team. He's always had someone else. You look at the old Denial team, he had Zuma, he had that guy who was basically designated for the Denial roster. He also had Study along with him. On the championship, the world championship team for this year, he had Clayster. Clayster, a dominant leader for sure. So he's never really been alone by himself, having a group of really talented young guys, and I think Slasher is the main factor for Denial. I think this is a new team. Very good capabilities of doing well. Hooks is the Don, and also along with Temp. But as far as Denial goes, I think they're definitely going to get outslayed in some ways. Replays is not the guy to get kills. He can also do stuff, in search and destroy. But I think Envy might make a run. I really like this team a lot. I don't know why. I just have this certain vibe about them. They do play similar roles in some sense. I feel like, Looney and Aqua at times try to play the exact same role, that aggressive SMG. But to me, it all comes down to the killing and the bow play of Octane. He's just so good, and I just have so much faith in the dude. And I think that they are going to place third. It's really just been it about for this video. Hopefully, it's not too long. I hope not. But I gotta go pack and get ready to cast at this event, man. I'm really excited. I might be on the analysis desk as well to maybe talk about rosters and stuff. But if you guys are going, make sure to say hi to me. I really hope I get to see you guys. No videos will be coming this weekend, just for the fact that I never upload on weekends for videos. videos. Like, I just never do that. But when I get back, a lot of content coming. Maybe some stuff from the event as a whole. Maybe I might actually give you guys a tour of the event. Who knows what'll happen? But guys, it's been fun. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys after the event. Hopefully you guys are watching. Make sure to watch the event all weekend at MLG.TV/UMG. Guys, I love you. I'll see you later. Have a great day and a great night and a great weekend. And I'll see you guys maybe on the stream. Peace out.